Hi, my name is Laura, and I am here to guide you through the Smart Youth Finance Seminar, which is a webinar specifically designed for teens, young adults, and their parents. This webinar has 4 parts to it, and you're in part 2. We're going to be talking about preparing for future bills, and the other parts to these webinars talk about the other tools for your financial independence. Right now I want to point you to our website, www.ibmsecu.org, where you have all sorts of other learning resources available to you for free, such as podcasts and other educational modules. So let's talk about preparing for future bills. And my guess is, if you live with your parents right now, your current expenses might not be too much. But there are a lot of expenses when you go to move out on your own and live on your own. So let's talk just about moving out, leaving home. There's a lot of things that you have to consider, so you may need to start saving now. First off, just the moving costs itself. I'm talking about getting a truck or borrowing a truck from a buddy or actually renting one. And you do have to pay for gas too. So this might run you anywhere from about $30 all the way to up to several $100s, depending on how far you're moving. And then when you move out into an apartment, you have a landlord. This is the person that you pay your rent to. And a lot of landlords will ask for your first and last month's rent before you even move in. So let's just say, for example, that the rent monthly is $700. So if you have to pay your first and last month's rent up front, that's $1,400 that you're going to have to come up with right away. And I encourage you to look in your paper or look on the internet to see how much does it cost to rent an apartment, a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment in your town. And then determine how much would that cost for a first and last month's rent. And then too, a lot of times a landlord will require you to pay deposit, like for cleaning or security. This could run you anywhere from several $100s up to about 1 month of your rent. So that can be expensive, and you have to pay this up front. And then sometimes you have to think about deposits too for utilities or maybe even a phone, a landline. If you don't have credit, some of the companies will require you to pay a deposit. This could run you several $100s. And then thinking about your furniture and appliances for your apartment. Let's think about your bedroom. Do you want to have a bed? Well, you're probably going to have to provide that yourself. And then travel into your kitchen. If you want to have a kitchen table, most of the time you're going to have to provide that yourself. Maybe a microwave. They don't always come with the apartment. Most apartments do come with your basic appliances in the kitchen, such as a stove or a refrigerator. And then in your living room, if you want to have a sofa or a chair to sit on, you'll probably have to provide that along with a TV. And then going into your bathroom, look around in there in your house right now. Do you have supplies in there that you use? Linens? You're going to have to provide all of that for yourself. And then thinking about all of the items that you're going to have to provide, you have the opportunity to either buy new or buy used. It's okay to start out with used items as long as they're nice. Even if you buy used items, though, just be aware, these items can still cost you up to several $100s. One thing to think about when you're moving out, maybe you'll want to get a roommate. This person can help provide some of the items and can reduce some of your costs. You are going to have household bills that you're going to have to pay monthly once you're out on your own. These include utilities such as your electricity bill. If you want to have internet access in your apartment, sometimes you'll have to pay for that. Sometimes you even have to pay for your water usage and garbage fees. If you want to have your garbage taken away, sometimes you have to pay for that. Cable TV, most of the time you have to provide that, the cost of it, your own. And a telephone. Now, a lot of times people are saving money by not getting landlines. But just remember, if you're using your cell phone and you exceed your minutes, it can be really expensive. So your household bills may run you anywhere from $100 up to $300 or $400 a month. So you're probably going to need a job so that you can pay these items. I want to point out to you something that a lot of people sign up for, which is a health club membership. Now, it's good to be healthy, but just remember, when you sign up for a health club membership, most of the time you're signing a contract, and that contract will require you to pay for a certain amount of time, probably a year. Even if you stop going, you're going to have to continue to pay the monthly fee. So I encourage you, anytime you are thinking about signing a contract, read everything in that contract before you sign and understand that you are obligated to meet the terms of that contract. So it's important to pay all of your bills on time. For example, if you don't pay your utility bills, you could get a late charge on it. And if you don't pay your utility bills, the utility company may have the right to turn off your electricity. And then you'll have to pay a late fine in order to get your electricity turned back on. And sometimes bills that you don't pay on time can get turned over to a collection agency. That will have a very negative impact on your credit report, and that gives you a bad reputation for not paying your bills on time. Now I want to talk about what is probably going to be your first major purchase, buying a car. You have to think about how much you really can afford when you're looking at buying a car. So you need to look at your budget. And when you look at your budget, you have to think more than just the monthly payment for the vehicle. You have to think about the insurance. How much is it going to cost monthly to cover that car with insurance? And how much is the maintenance going to cost, such as oil changes and repairs? You get a flat tire, you're going to have to get that tire fixed or replace it. And the cost of gas, too. How far are you going to have to drive to get to school or get to your work? You're going to have to pay for your gas. And even you have to think about how much is it going to cost you to park your car. So when you get a vehicle, you have the choice of buying either a new or used vehicle. And I know new vehicles are nice, they're shiny, they smell good, they look good. And used vehicles, you can get a nice used vehicles. Typically, used vehicles cost a lot less than new vehicles. And if you don't have the cash to buy the vehicle outright, you are going to have to get a loan to help you buy that vehicle. And the concept for this is the more you borrow, the higher your monthly payment will be on that vehicle. So I encourage you to always save for a down payment on your vehicle. I think a good goal for a down payment on your vehicle purchase is 10 to 20% of the vehicle purchase price. So if you're buying a vehicle that's going to run about $10,000, a good down payment will be $1,000 to $2,000. Now when you think about your financing that you're going to need, you have a whole bunch of options to get your loan. You can either talk to a family member, maybe your parents or grandparents can loan you the money, or some people will go to the dealer and get financing directly from the car dealer. And I suggest to you too, check out the credit union as an option for getting your car loan. No matter where you get your car loan, you need to make sure that you make your payments timely on your vehicle. I'd like to tell you about another learning resource that's available to you for free, and that's the Balance Financial Fitness Program. There's counselors available to you to help you understand more about future bills and how to afford them, and about buying a vehicle. Remember, too, you have access to the free tools on our website, which is www.ibmsecu.org. On our website, you'll have access to our podcasts and other educational modules available to you to read and then take a quiz at the end. So we've talked about preparing for future bills. Do you have any questions? If you do, give us a call at the phone number on your slide or send us an email and we'd be happy to answer any of your questions. So we've come to the end of session 2 of the Smart Youth Finance, where we talked about preparing for future bills. I encourage you to look through the other sessions of the Smart Youth Finance to learn about the other tools for your financial independence. Thank you.